1995, VectorMan was developed by Blue Sky Software and released for the Sega Mega Drive. The story from the original game had it that 54 years in the future, the then year of 2049, the human population of Earth has rendered the planet uninhabitable and humanity has left the planet on a migration comprised of interstellar starships in an attempt to colonize other planets. Robots have been assigned tasks globally to clean up the planet and make it habitable for when or if humans ever return. These Orbots comprise of spending endless days cleaning up rubbish or repairing the environment. Roster, a high-ranking Orbot whom was tasked with overseeing the Earth's cleanup process through a planetary-wide computer network, is accidentally, through Operation Link, connected to a functioning nuclear missile by a lower-ranked Orbot and goes mad as a result of the link-up. As a result, he renames himself Warhead and declares that the Earth is his to rule and begins preparations to use the Orbots to maintain his control over the Earth and to kill any human who would ever return. Oblivious to what has occurred, a simple Orbot called VectorMan, whom was like the other low-ranked Orbots, whom had spent endless days cleaning rubbish, was out in space taking a shipment of sludge to be discharged into the sun. Upon VectorMan's return to Earth, he finds the chaos brought about by Warhead's ambitions to control the planet. All other Orbots were now under Warhead's control, and VectorMan is the only Orbot to have not been controlled by Warhead due to him being off-world. Taking it upon himself as a result of events, VectorMan decides to fight against Warhead and all of the possessed Orbots. In 1996, also released for the Sega Mega Drive was VectorMan 2, which had the plot of the game being that of VectorMan, after having eliminated the threat of Warhead, the new story for VectorMan at the time had him fighting against alien mutant insects. According to records and data, there were plans for a possible third VectorMan game, in which the game would have been released for the Sega Saturn by Blue Sky Software for a third time, but the developmental contract that the company had with Sega expired before any serious consideration could have been made with the possible third game. Blue Sky Software as a company ceased production in 2001. However, former employees from Blue Sky Software actually came up with a basic demo for VectorMan 3. This possible third game had VectorMan based on a more streamlined method of play and a more serious or mature themed story. But the demo wasn't considered by Sega due to them having plans of their own for a third possible VectorMan game. The brief VectorMan 3 demo was shown at the Electronic Entertainment Exposition in 2003, as nothing came out of the possible plans either by the former employees of Blue Sky Software or Sega. VectorMan as a character received positive reviews from video game critics and players of the game at the time. While the plot of the first game was slightly considered to be better received than the second, it was mostly viewed, in terms of VectorMan as a character, as a western version of Mega Man with a run-and-gun style of play, as VectorMan's dynamics of play were similar in terms of physics, using weapons, and overall appearance in-game. Any real attention that gamers might have had with the VectorMan series, or even praise for VectorMan as a character, eventually dissipated with Sega's focus on other gaming franchises at the time. Sometimes a character can be forgotten because there were no real claims or intentions for focus on the character.